Stop scrolling for just a moment. I know you weren't planning to watch this. Your finger was moving on autopilot, your mind half tired, half numb, just passing time. But something made you pause. Something made you stay. That pause is not accidental. God has a way of interrupting noise when the soul is finally quiet enough to hear. This is not a coincidence. This is an interruption with purpose. God interrupted your scrolling for a reason. You may not feel spiritual right now. You may not feel close to God. You might even feel distant, confused, or tired of trying. And yet here you are. That alone should tell you something. God does not always shout. Sometimes he waits until you are exhausted enough to stop running, distracted enough to lower your guard, and honest enough to listen. This moment is not about guilt or fear. It is about awareness. God is gently getting your attention because he sees something you may be ignoring. Lately, life has felt heavy in a way you can't fully explain. You wake up tired even after sleeping. You smile around people, but feel empty when you're alone. You've been questioning your decisions, your direction, maybe even your worth. You've wondered if you're behind in life, if you missed your chance, if God forgot about you. And the truth is, God has not forgotten you at all. He sees the quiet battles no one else sees. He sees the pressure you carry, the tears you swallow, the prayers you stopped praying out loud because you were afraid of being disappointed again. God interrupted your scrolling because he wants you to know this season is not random. What feels like delay is actually protection. What feels like silence is actually preparation. You've been asking God for clarity, but clarity often comes only after stillness. And stillness is hard in a world that never stops scrolling. So God pauses you, not to scare you, but to realign you. There are things in your life right now that are slowly draining you. Habits that once felt harmless. Relationships that once felt comforting. Thought patterns that feel familiar but leave you anxious and restless. God is not condemning you for them, but he is warning you about where they lead. God warns before he allows consequences. He corrects before he removes. And if he is interrupting you now, it means he still cares deeply about where you're headed. You may be standing at a crossroads without realizing it. One path keeps you comfortable but empty. The other requires letting go, trusting God, and stepping into uncertainty. God knows how afraid you are of change. He knows how much you want assurance before obedience. But faith has never worked that way. God rarely explains the entire plan. He asks for trust one step at a time. And this moment right now is one of those steps. Some of you have been numbing yourselves with distractions to avoid pain you haven't processed. Endless videos, endless noise, endless comparisons. God is interrupting that cycle because healing cannot happen where honesty is avoided. You don't heal by escaping. You heal by allowing God into the places you've locked away, the places you say, "I'm fine," when you're not. God already knows. He's just waiting for you to invite him in. This interruption is also a reminder of your value. You've been treating yourself like you're replaceable, like your presence doesn't matter, like your life is just passing time until something better happens. But God does not interrupt nothing. He interrupts people with purpose. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. You are not disqualified. You are being shaped. You've been praying for answers, but God has been watching your heart more than your words. He sees your sincerity even when your faith feels weak. Faith is not always confidence. Sometimes faith is simply staying when you feel tired, staying when you feel confused, staying when you don't understand what God is doing, but you trust His character anyway. God interrupted your scrolling because He wants you to slow down long enough to hear this truth. You don't need to have everything figured out right now. You need direction, not pressure. You need peace, not perfection. The enemy rushes you. God leads you. The enemy shamas you for your past. God redeems it. The enemy tells you it's too late. God says, watch what I can still do. There is something God has been nudging you to release. You already know what it is. Every time you think about it, your chest tightens. You keep postponing obedience because letting go feels like losing control. But control is the illusion that's exhausting you. God is not trying to take from you. He's trying to free you. What you release in obedience, God replaces with something deeper, stronger, and more aligned with who you are becoming. This interruption is also a warning wrapped in mercy. Not everything that feels good is good for you. Not every open door is sent by God. Not every voice deserves your attention. God is sharpening your discernment in this season. He's teaching you to recognize what pulls you away from Him versus what draws you closer. Pay attention to what leaves you peaceful versus what leaves you anxious. God often speaks through peace. You may feel unqualified, unprepared, or unsure, but God has never chosen people because they were ready. He chooses them because He is faithful. He equips as you go. He strengthens as you obey. If God waited for perfect people, nothing would ever happen. Your weakness does not scare God. Your honesty invites Him. God interrupted your scrolling because He wants a response, not just a moment. Not fear-driven change, but heart-level alignment. He wants you to return to Him, not because you failed, but because you're loved. He wants you to remember who you are when the noise is quiet, a person created with intention, a life marked by purpose, a story that is still unfolding. Before this video ends, I want you to breathe. Just breathe. Let the tension drop from your shoulders. Let go of the pressure to be strong for everyone else. God is not asking you to fix everything today. He's asking you to trust Him today. One prayer, one step, one surrender. If this video found you, it's because God is closer than you think. He's not waiting for you to clean yourself up. He's not disappointed in you. He's inviting you back into alignment. Let this interruption be the moment you stop running, stop numbing, and start listening. Don't rush back into the noise. Carry this awareness with you. God interrupted your scrolling for a reason, and that reason is you.